how would you drill it down, what you're trying to do at DOT right now? And how is that different from, say, President Biden's administration or even the first Trump administration?
So, I mean, everything we do here revolves around one thing only. It's safety, right? And I think on January 29th, we saw that when you don't get that right, nothing else matters, right? We lost 67 lives when we had the air collision between the American Airlines and the military helicopter. And so that is the mission. And before I got here, they were focused on a lot of things. Diversity, they were focused on changing names of that they thought had gender biases. And when you focus on those things, you don't focus on safety. And so we've taken the whole department and said, listen, if we get things wrong, people lose their lives, people die. And so we don't care about any of these issues. We don't celebrate any days, we don't celebrate any months, we celebrate safety, that's it. And I think we have a department that has bought into that. They're like, you know what, you're right, because all of us use the roads and the trains and the planes. And so we do want to make sure when America travels, but when we travel, we're all safe when we do it.
I want to stick on this point for a second because I understand it's a new administration. It's sort of a balancing act. One, waiting until you can actually implement the president's agenda while still sort of reminding voters this is what it looked like when the last group was in office. But are you concerned that, positioning yourself as almost an anti-Pete Buttigieg, I've heard you talk about at length, DOT shouldn't be saying roads are racist or anything like that. Is there a danger of obscuring the new work that you guys are doing here if we're just focusing on the last 4 years?
So, but I'm not focused on the last 4 years. I don't look back, I look forward. But when the question comes, I'm going to make sure to talk about what went wrong, if I'm asked. But I look forward to say, what should the department look like? What should it focus on? And again, the experiences that we've had in the first 2 months of being here have formed the way we think about truly what the mission is and what's at risk if we get it wrong. And again, whether it's how we spend money or if it's on air traffic control, all of those things come back to this point that again is looking forward, not back. But if you ask me what went wrong, I'm going to tell you what went wrong. We had 85 near misses in the last 3 years in the DCA airspace. Well, who was looking at that? Why didn't you see that happen? And why didn't you do something before you had this mid-air collision? Were you focused on the wrong things? And we can learn from that to say, okay, well, you might have been looking somewhere else. We're going to look at all of these factors that will drive safety. And so for us, on that one issue of the FAA didn't see 85 near misses as a risk, and maybe we should close down or restrict the airspace around DCA, we've said, okay, well, let's use AI to look at all the reports that come in at airports around the country to see the hotspots and see where we have to take action to make sure people are safe. And so, again, we've learned from their mistakes, and we're going to do it way differently.